Why he doesn't look like he has an ounce of fat on him. 241 pounds of muscle. Well, he's a big, strong guy. And, you know, you have to worry about Ronaldo Snipes getting tagged early. It happens to him so often in fights. Whatever it is about the first round with this guy, who knows?
Ronaldo, Mr. Snipes, last fought August the 12th when he defeated Johnny DePoy in Milwaukee, stopped him in the 7th round. Lionel Washington, who's 9-3 with 8 knockouts, last fought September the 29th in California when he stopped Matt Belcher in the 1st round. And Mr. Snipes, no feeling out. He's going in there, winging those big right hands. Snipes moving in. Lionel Washington is a big man.
How did the NFL miss him?
Snipes with those big overhand rights. Missing. Washington using the jab and the reach advantage. Lionel Washington is 29 years old. Ronaldo Snipes is 32.
And there went a mouthpiece.
I believe is Mr. Snipes' mouthpiece.
And that is dangerous, Sam, considering he had that badly lacerated lip in his last fight.
And I think part of the problem could be that lip is still swollen, as you saw, on the left side of the upper lip. And maybe he's having trouble keeping that mouthpiece in place, not biting down on it. Could be a problem.
Absolutely, Sam. And you know, with Washington, his punches are very, very slow. But the thing that makes him dangerous, when you hit him, if you don't move him with the punch, he's going to punch back.
As far as Snipes has made Washington miss and has landed a few jabs. Snipes, never known for his defense, has been able to pick off a couple of jabs by Washington with his gloves, like that.
You have to worry about Washington's right hand. That's the one that's going to do the damage if anything does.
Short left hook landed on the nose of Washington. And Snipes getting in close, not allowing Washington any punching room. Left hook scores. Washington shaking a little bit by the left hook. Snipes with the uppercut. His punches will come from all angles. The overhand right. The left hook scoring. Snipes to the body. And the left hook scores. Now Snipes has got to watch out because Washington answers back. The big guys are in the ring. Heavyweights coming to the end of round 1. Round 2, scheduled for 10. Lionel Washington in the black trunks. Ronaldo, Mr. Snipes in the blue trunks. Gil, if you're in the corner of Snipes and you're planning a strategy, and there goes the mouthpiece again. It popped out on the first jab, and then Snipes just grabbed it and threw it down.
That is dangerous. You know, the main purpose of a mouthpiece is to keep your teeth from cutting your lip. Now he has to box 3 minutes this way.
Now, not in effect as yet is the rule change that Commissioner Randy Gordon had wanted installed that would stop the fight if the mouthpiece came out. They have that rule in other states. Stop the fight, the mouthpiece is washed off by the nearest corner and put back in. An overhand right landed by Snipes.
And Washington punched back. You know, Sam, Washington isn't going to win too many decisions, but he has 9 victories, 8 of them have been by knockout, so he's going to be dangerous as long as he's standing.
I started to ask you about strategy when you go in against a bigger, heavier, taller opponent.
But what you have to do, Sam, you have to feint him to see what he's going to do. Don't worry about knocking him out. Let that come by itself. Get that snapping jab working. That's the main way. That's the way you have to fight a guy like this. Keep him off balance, and that's what a good jab does. Keeps the other guy off balance. And Snipes is doing the right thing. He's feinting before he goes in, moving in behind his jab. And you can't pose. You can't hit him with a good punch and stop to admire your work. Because if you do, you're going to find yourself on your rear end.
Snipes bouncing around. He's gotten tagged inside. He's holding on. He looked a little wobbly. He looked shaky. Washington, sensing that, is trying to bang away. Got in the left hand. Snipes covering up. Snipes without a mouthpiece. He's hit with hard right hand. Snipes is trying to cover up. Washington flailing away. Most of those punches are missing. A couple of punches on the back of the head land. Snipes got to get out of that corner.
If he doesn't get Snipes out of there, I know a big man like him is going to tire from all this effort.
Washington hasn't landed any big punches. Snipes was in a little bit of trouble. Seems like he's gotten out of it. Right hand got in.
I'm looking to see, I think there's some blood coming out of Snipes' mouth.
You're right.
Yes, he's bleeding from the mouth, Sam, which is a bad sign, considering the bad trying. Good left hook by Snipes.
And considering he's fought the entire round without the mouthpiece. He lost it early. Right hand lands by Washington.
This is a heavyweight fight.
Final seconds of round 2. Snipes in his corner is cut over the left eye.
Sam, I'd be more worried about his mouth. He's also bleeding from the mouth where he had that very bad cut against Johnny Deploy.
Round 3 scheduled for 10. Big Lionel Washington from Bakersfield, California. 6'6", 241. Snipes applying the pressure. Good body shot.
Washington is so ponderous, but the thing is, when Snipes leads, when he nails him, he has to get out of there after he throws a punch.
Snipes has thrown 3 good body shots with the right hand. Cut is opened up again over the left eye. It's trickling down the left side of the face of Ronaldo Snipes.
Now Washington has a pretty good left jab, Sam.
It's just slow. That's the only
right. Great. He's getting through with a few jabs. Most of these big punches, they forget all about their jab. He hasn't.
Snipes is a brawler. Never known for defense. As Gil mentioned, tremendous heart. And will go down swinging if he goes down. Charlie Norcus steps in.
He's working overtime on Washington's body now with that left hook. There it is again. But Washington is so big and strong, Sam.
Weighed in.
Ronaldo cannot punch and then just stand still in front of Washington. That's the big mistake that he's making.
Try to work the body a lot more here in the second round. Slow right hand landed. Snipes backs off. And loads up and lands a right hand. That sends Washington through the ropes.
What an exciting fight. This Ronaldo, Mr. Snipes, he's unbelievable.
Norcus counts to 8, continues. Washington had his hands down. Snipes trying to finish him. Washington hit by a right hand. Is still stunned. His eyes still glazed.
He's holding on though, Sam. This is an interesting fight. What an interesting fight.
Uppercut lands. You cannot be saved by the bell. Now Washington fights back and Snipes. He's playing coy here. He's trying to draw him in again, but this time Washington didn't go for it. As we come to the end of round 3. Snipes was hit with a punch, kind of wobbled back to the ropes, feigning that he was hurt. Washington went for it and walked in and got tagged by a right hand.
And he nailed punch. Well, I want to tell you, you have to give this Ronaldo Snipes credit. I mean, he entertains the fans. He's a good fighter. Let's take a look at some of this action now, Sam. There's a right hand.
Now Snipes backs off there. Okay, I'm hurt. He brings him in. Look at Washington miss, and bingo! Right through the ropes. Round 4.
The beginning of this round is going to be very, very interesting, Sam. First minute. See if Washington has completely recovered from that battering.
There's another big right hand by Snipes. This time, Washington rolled with it and stayed on his feet.
But more importantly, punched back. That's what makes this Washington such a tough guy.
Washington is so small that the best thing that Snipes could do is just let him swing and miss and then counter kill.
Absolutely. Washington's only chance is to hit Snipes after he punches. So therefore, if Snipes can make Washington lead, he's going to be able to counter beautifully.
This time Snipes takes a couple of punches, backs up, waves Washington in. Washington lands. I don't know what Snipes was doing there as he starts taking a pounding.
Some good body shots by Washington, Sam. Good, strong body shots. And that cut is open again over the left eye of Snipes.
Snipes again trying to draw Washington in by faking that he's hurt and tired. Washington is banging.
Well, you can only go to the well so many times, Sam. You know, how many times do you think the guy would fall? Here he's trying to do it again. Look,
I don't know why Snipes is doing it or why he keeps doing it. Well, now he's got Washington where he wants him, swinging and missing, but he's not throwing any punches. There. Snipes did not counter.
Well, he's making Washington do a lot of work now, Sam. This big guy could wind down.
He's missing. Washington.
You know, Washington is a pretty smart fighter, Sam. He just doesn't headhunt. He throws some good body shots. Uses the jab once in a while. Now he's doing the Snipes now. He's doing the Snipes. Look.
He loaded up for that right hand. Snipes is open for that right. He's been a little careless. Snipes has done it again. Oh, my.
Sam, you're going to tell me that this guy does not deserve some kind of a shot at somebody?
Mr. Snipes. I tell you, he's a good actor. He's a good entertainer. And boy, he's some banger. There's the first one. And a good left hook. Another right hand, and here Washington is finished. And there it is. 2 more, the left hook.
Keys to victory, my friend. It's going to be interesting to see how fighters go about this. The keys for Wills, he can't let Witherspoon get settled because Tim likes to settle and punch, and he